Ha! It's not coffee. Water. Let's get it together. Welcome back to my channel. It's been way too long. I'm back. I'm excited. We're gonna talk about habits today. Some of them I am not too proud of. Really random. It's really not a habit per se, because I'm trying not to make it into a habit. I started drinking coffee. I've always thought it tasted like dirt and I've hated it. But all of a sudden, I literally was watching TikTok. Somebody was making an iced coffee beverage. It looked delicious, and then I just decided that I would make it myself at home, and now I drink coffee, and I've done it at least 5 times now. Honestly, the real reason I'm doing it is because it just helps me go to the bathroom. I know that's TMI, but it's the truth. I'm not a fan of hot coffee. Iced coffee all the way. For the iced coffee drinkers out there, let me know what your favorite way to drink iced coffee is. Put it in the comments down below. I would love to know. So let's get into the video. I guess I could start with habits that I maintained through quarantine and I have brought into my regular day-to-day work life. For those of you who don't know, I am back working 5 days a week. Sadly, I am not thrilled about it, but I am very grateful that I have a job and that I'm getting paid. One of the first habits that I started during quarantine, actually towards the end of quarantine, and that I've maintained surprisingly, is making my bed. I was a huge believer in like basically making the bed is kind of a pointless thing. It's like, why make it to just undo it a couple of hours later? You know, I'm like, it doesn't make sense, whatever. But I was like, you know what? Why not do it? I mean, I'm home anyway. I have nowhere to be. I wouldn't say that it's like a huge, like life-changing thing, but I do like the look of my bed when I walk into my room. It just makes the room just aesthetically more pleasing, and I feel like it provides a little sense of calm and control. You know, anytime you walk into an organized space, it brings some comfort and some relaxation. At least for me, I'm not gonna lie, I don't do it every single day, but I would say I do it at least 5 times a week. So from going from 0 to 5 times a week is a huge change for me. So that is one habit that I've stuck with. A second one is reading. I mean, I've loved to read since I was a kid. Like once I got older, hit college and everything, I stopped reading, not because I wanted to, just because watching TV and going on social media grabbed my attention way more than a book did, unfortunately. But with all the time that was readily available to me, I definitely wanted to get back into reading. I find that it's like another thing that's kind of soothing and calming, especially when you intake too much like social media and news. It's like just a great way to kind of like transport yourself and not have to look at a screen, because I honestly feel in my heart of hearts that like I'm consuming too much content, especially digital content. Is not good. Anything in excess, I guess, is not necessarily good. But yeah, so I've gotten back into reading and I really am enjoying it. So along with reading, I've actually limited my time on social media, and I started doing that during quarantine. I don't know if you know, but at least on Instagram, there's an option in the settings where you could go and basically set a time limit, and Instagram will notify you when that time limit has been reached. I just found myself just spending too much time on it, like I said, and I've actually maintained that, and I still abide by that rule. I mean, it's probably easier to abide by that habit because my time is so occupied now with work. Yeah. So those are the habits that I've maintained and kept post-quarantine. But the first habit that I stopped once I returned to work was exercise. And I know, shame on me, I'm not happy about this. Unfortunately, like many of us, exercise is like the first thing to go right out the window because it's hard work, and sometimes I really don't feel like moving my body, especially working 40 hours a week and then having to travel an hour commute both ways. It's like by the time I get home, I'm super tired and I honestly don't want to move, and I'm standing literally for 8 hours every single day. I'm not allowed to sit, only on my lunch breaks. So these sound like excuses because they kind of are, but I guess they're just my reasons for letting that habit slip so quickly compared to the other ones. The other ones are obviously easier in my mind to attain. They're more enjoyable to do. Exercise, not so much. I want to start incorporating it back into my routine. I'm gonna try to start with 2 days of exercise and then work up from there, because as much as I want to go hard and like just pick up where I left off, I just know it's an unrealistic goal for me. So another habit that I stopped kind of correlates back to one of the habits that I maintained, was looking at Instagram before I go to sleep, which is basically goes along with limiting my hours. I would wake up and that was the first thing I would do. I don't do that every morning anymore. I don't say I will do it some mornings, but it was literally like an everyday habit that I had. I no longer do that. I kind of put my phone away at least like 30 minutes before falling asleep. It just gives me a better rest. I feel like my mind is a little slowed down. It's not like just, you know, spinning with all these thoughts and images and all that. So I've replaced that time where I normally would be on my phone with reading or even just talking to my husband. Another habit that I stopped, I didn't do it for very long. I only tried it for a short amount of time during quarantine, was intermittent fasting. I tried it a couple of times. I did see results actually fairly quickly. And since I was home, you know, it was fairly easy to control when I could eat. Now that I returned to work, you're on a schedule. So you can't really just run to eat when you feel like it. You have certain shifts that you work. So that I basically stopped. I may consider doing it again, but now I'm just kind of mindful of when my body's hungry and when it's not. Now I'm just trying to abide by the rule, basically, eat when you're hungry. All right, so that wraps up my habits that I've maintained and stopped post-quarantine. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And before you leave, hit the notification bell so you guys know when I post new videos, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Let me know in the comments below what habits you've kept and maintained and ones that you haven't. I would love to know what you guys are doing. And yeah, so subscribe, like, share, you know the spiel, and I will see you guys next time. Adios, amigos.